Good morning, YouTubers. Here I am again, making my, well, actually it's the third video, but who's counting? The first one doesn't really count because it was just a welcoming video. Today I'm gonna talk to you about a Swedish brand that I'm a big fan of, called the Makeup Store. I know they have affiliates at least in England and other places in Europe, and maybe also in the US, so perhaps you have already heard of them. What I'm going to talk about today is their cyber shadows, which are really good, and their micro shadows. It's basically the same thing, but they're really good, really pigmented, and you get a lot of product for your money. So unfortunately I don't have any of them in their original pots because I depotted all of mine. What you have to imagine is that when bought new, they come in a pot. It's sort of this size. This is just a cream blush from Bobbi Brown, but that's besides the point. It's about this size and it opens up like this, but it's completely black all over, meaning that you can't actually see the color of the shadow unless you either open all of the ones you have, or if you learn all the names by heart, which nobody really can unless you're like Rain Man or anything. So what I did is that I depotted all of mine into this. It's a C palette. See? C palette. Most of you in the beauty community will of course know what a C palette is. It's these magnetic palettes that you can just, click open, click closed, and it has a magnetic bottom, and you can just fill it with whatever you want. You can fill it with blush or with eyeshadows, and any shape can fit into here. So I depotted all of mine. As you can see, I have 10 of them. I actually had more, but when I depotted them, because they're really hard to depot, but not impossible. So that's one thing. But hard to depot. I actually broke 2. Luckily it was the first 2 I tried depotting that I broke, and they were 2 colors that I didn't really like that much. So yeah, that's pretty okay. So the colors I have here is this, called Rusty. It's sort of a rusty coppery bronze sort of color. Really nice. This one is called Velvet. It's just a gray with slightly shimmer in it. I use this for smoky eyes a lot. It's really good. This one called Ashes. It's a sort of a dark blue but with a gray tinge to it. This one called Zone, which is a pale, like almost pigeon blue, but with a hint of gray in it too. Really nice. And this one is called Stray, which is, it's sort of, may look blue on camera, but it is actually sort of green, but with a bluish tinge to it. Then this one is Silk, which is really lovely purple. This one called Nox, which is pink and really sparkly, and I really love this color. It's so pretty. Especially if you're doing like a pink look, then it's really lovely. This one called Glam, which is sort of a mauvey purple. This one called Muffin, which is a really awesome highlight color. It's just like a creamy white, but with a little bit of a purplish in it. And this one is called Sibiria, which is, it's like a pearly white, and it's a really good highlight color, and for the tear duct as well. These retail in Denmark at least for about 135 kroners, which is, yeah, what is that? It's about $25, I think, thereabouts, in the US. And I mean, you get a, if you check out the size of the pans, I'm just gonna pick out one because I put magnets on the back side and a little label so I can see what's what. You can see it's actually pretty deep and also pretty big, so you get quite a lot of product. They're, I think, at least double the size of a MAC shadow, and they cost the same as a MAC shadow in its little pot. Of course, I stopped buying MAC shadows in pots now. I just buy them in the refill pans because they're more easy to manage. But they cost the same as a MAC shadow here in Denmark at least. So I'm assuming in most of Europe the prices will be about the same. But they are really good, really pigmented. Like this one, which is Stray. This one was the blue with a slightly greenish tinge. We'll just take it a little bit. Can you see? That's really good pigmentation. I'm just gonna put it on my hand. That's pretty good, and that's without a base, and that's just one stroke of it. If we take one of the more bright colors, I'm taking the one called Muffin now, which is one of my favorites. Looks like this when swatched. I don't know if it'll come up really good on camera, but it is a pretty clear color, but it gives the most beautiful sort of pearly white iridescent look, and it's really good to use like on your brow bone or in your tear duct. So yeah, that is what I have to say about the makeup store. I absolutely recommend their colors. The only problem with them is that they are, if you want to depot them, they are kind of hard to depot, but not impossible. I can do, if you want to, I can do a tutorial on how to depot them, because it is a bit tricky. But otherwise, you know, great value for money, great color selection. Mine are only like 10 out of, I don't know, I think they have like 40 or 50 colors. So there's a pretty wide selection of all colors. So yeah, check them out. Bye.